the new beginning, the foundation stone being laid for the lawyers' chambers. When the demand came to establish the lawyers' chambers, I must compliment the government of Puducherry, especially the Honorable Chief Minister, N. Rangasamiji, who has readily accepted the demand and supported it. The Honorable Chief Minister, being a very, very senior leader of this Puducherry and being the heartthrob, the popular leader of Puducherry, understood the need of the lawyers. So I must compliment the Honorable Chief Minister and his government for accepting this demand and agreed to provide necessary funds to create the lawyers' chambers in this complex. From our side, I can assure you, Government of India will provide all necessary support to create better infrastructure in the court complexes within Puducherry and in Tamil Nadu and in entire country also. And you must be aware that last year during the cabinet meeting we had approved 9,000 crore for judicial infrastructure in the lower district courts. The high courts have a different connotation. The state government will have to provide necessary funds. And for Supreme Court, we have a separate budget. But for district and the lower subordinate courts, we feel that Government of India must take certain responsibilities. So, with the amount which had been allocated, 9,000 crore, which will extend till 25-26, I'm sure, as I'm speaking here in Puducherry, I will also speak for Tamil Nadu, that we will do everything to provide best courts facilities for Puducherry and the state of Tamil Nadu. I'll be visiting some of the locations in Tamil Nadu. After 3-4 months, I will make another program, longer program, maybe for 2 days after the budget session, to visit some of the district courts, the lower courts in Tamil Nadu, to see the facilities myself. Because in the revised, the schemes being approved, we have added not only the lawyers' chambers, but we have provided smart digital rooms. In today's time, we will require the technology, full equipped, all the facilities. Ladies' chambers, especially for ladies, as the Madam Governor also mentioned and the Attorney General also mentioned, the facilities for the lady lawyers, it's very important. So, separate toilets for male and female, the smart rooms and the halls, lawyers, not only chambers. There must be some common facility centers. And then we will also provide other necessary things which we feel are important. Recently, I have seen lots of states and union territories have come forward with some additional demands. And I have very carefully gone through all the demands. And if necessary, we will try to create more space, because state governments and the administrations of union territories are also forthcoming. Judicial infrastructure is extremely important, as being stated by the Honorable Acting Chief Justice, Justice T. Raja also, and the Honorable Judge also mentioned in his remark that a lawyer's chamber is absolutely necessary to be modern, and also at the same time we think about the judge courtrooms. So during last pandemic, we had provided all necessary facilities for the courtrooms to have better linkages with anybody in the country. You must be aware that during pandemic time, the Supreme Court as well as high courts and the lower courts had heard maximum numbers of cases in the world. We have become a global leader. That is because we could provide the necessary support. All the courts in India must be provided with broadband 4G. Now 5G technology is coming, so we will provide the 5G facilities to all the courts in our country. And also the wireless, all the network which we have asked all the telecom operators to ensure that the quality of the technology which we have provided the courts must be of the top quality, because we have decided to go in a hybrid mode, physical hearing as well as through video conferencing, so that everybody need not come to the court. Now today our acting Chief Justice and honorable judges are here from the Madras High Court as well as our district courts. We don't need to call everybody in the court. The officers are very busy people because they have to take care of the people's need and the requirement. Now to go to the court and come back to the office takes long time. And in the court, all the courts have its system where you have to follow the procedure. Sometimes it takes long time. So as far as possible, we should use the technology so that the officers need not go to the court for appearance. They can appear from their office or from the location, wherever they are. Because of technology, there's no difficulties in appearance. And also for the common citizens of our country, we may have different challenges, but as far as possible, we should ensure that the citizens do not spend long time in court. That means justice delivery mechanism must be as fast as possible. As the old saying goes that justice delayed is justice denied, as a law minister of the country, I feel the justice delivery mechanism has many things if we want to make it reality. It is not only the judges who has to pronounce the judgment fast. There are many things which as a government we must provide to ensure that the justice delivery becomes faster. So even the administration, the investigating agencies, the provisions in the law, everything must be integrated. We did not bring the prisoners from the jails to the court every time. So much of police deployment, so much of resource needs to be mobilized to bring the hardcore criminals or small time victims from the jails to the court. This can be handled much in an appropriate manner using the technology. As a law minister, I had interacted with all the stakeholders. If necessary, we will make the laws which are suitable for that. In 2018, when I was in the previous government, I was Minister of State for the Home Affairs. So I very well remember when I moved the criminal amendment laws in the parliament, we had made certain far-reaching changes and all the consequential necessary reforms, whereby we had stipulated certain times and time-bound. When investigation has to be completed, the pronouncement of the judgment must be done within a stipulated time. There are many things I would not like to go in detail, but government is well aware of all the challenges. As the time goes by, we will encounter different challenges which will require different solutions. We are ready for that. Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji has already made very, very clear about government's intention in terms of the quality governance. Government should not come into the life of the common man, which means the presence of the government must be as less as possible in the life of the common man. The compliances burden in the life of the people must be as minimum as possible. Why common people have to go through so many protocols, so many rules and regulations? Let the people of India live peacefully as they choose to. Government should not interfere in the life of the common people. It is only when a citizen disobeys laws, it is only when somebody wishes or chooses to disobey the laws of the land, then the authorities must act. Because we have a society which believes in rule of law. It is not rule by law. It is rule of law, and we all are rule-abiding citizens. So, we must ensure that the laws must be very simple and must be people-friendly. If you see, after 2014, when Prime Minister removed the requirement for attestation of any document by gazetted officers, it was well received by the citizen. We should trust our citizens. Why an ordinary citizen has to be certified by a gazetted officer? We must trust our citizens, and citizens must abide laws. That is how we want to create India truly a very developed and a vibrant democracy. We are proud to say that India is not only the largest democracy in the world, but we are the oldest democracy in a way. We are the mother of democracy. Our democratic concept started in ancient India. So we have great ideals of democracy in our country. So with coming together of the government, the judiciary, and the common people, we will create India the most ideal democracy in the country. Today, every country is facing certain challenges. Even the United States of America has a huge challenge to maintain their democratic principles. And every country will have to face it. But India is emerging as not only a great democracy, but India has emerged as a great success story. During this COVID time, the whole world were worried about India. So much of population, so much of challenges, and our medical standards, our facilities were so limited. But with the great leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, and with the support and cooperation of the people of India, we successfully not only fought the COVID challenge, but we came out quite successfully, better than almost all the countries of the world. All the countries are asking India today, how could India manage such a deadly coronavirus pandemic? So, brothers and sisters of Puducherry, I am today here to attend this wonderful function, but Honorable Chief Minister Rangasamy ji has made a request, and it is a wish of the people of Puducherry about the status of the courts. I will have a discussion with the Chief Justice of India, with the government of Puducherry, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor. The demand made by the Honorable Chief Minister is very important. What is necessary for Puducherry? Whether we need a full-fledged High Court bench or we need a circuit bench, we will definitely take a positive step to provide a bench or a circuit bench of the High Court in Puducherry, so that people need not rush to Chennai for appeal and for the matters which are appropriate to be heard by the Honorable High Court. Being such a beautiful city, you deserve beautiful system. As I stated earlier, I will not say much. I have a throat problem since last 2 days, but our outlook, Prime Minister Modi's vision is very clear. From the day one, I took the charge as the Minister for Law and Justice. I have been very, very clear in my concept, my vision, and my intention. Our government respects judiciary. The independence of judiciary is absolutely necessary for a thriving democracy. Judiciary also works for the country. The executive and the legislature also work for the country. Without the cooperation and coordination, we cannot make India a great nation. It is not that we are thinking in a different way. It is only that we are working in a separate zone, but with a simple and with the same purpose. Judiciary, the executive, and the legislature, we have very clear-cut task in our hands, determined by the Constitution of India. The separation of power, the respect for each other, the Lakshman Rekhas, the boundaries are very well demarcated. There is no necessary for any controversies or for any kind of venturing into each other's domain. We will provide all support, necessary cooperation to Indian judiciary, and judiciary will also perform its necessary duty to provide justice to the people of the country. Legislature is here to exhibit the will of the people, to frame and to make necessary laws which are necessary for the people of the country. We need to work in tandem. My message to the Indian judiciary, to the Chief Justice of India, to the Chief Justice of the High Courts, all the judges of the different courts of India are very clear. We will always honor the dignity and the independence of judiciary. Some people make statements, some people make certain comments without going through the details. Some people make very adverse kind of deliberations which actually damage the institution itself. In last 2-3 days' time, I have seen some remarks coming from some eminent people, some eminent lawyers, some retired Supreme Court judges, some of the people whom we expect would make positive contributions for the national growth. I wrote a letter to the Chief Justice of India to have a very structured collegium system to appoint the judges for Supreme Court and the High Courts of India. It is very well guided by the 2015 Constitution Bench of the Supreme Court of India. And the Supreme Court of India Constitution Bench very clearly had given observations and directions for the collegium and for the government to come together and restructure the memorandum of procedure to appoint the judges for the Supreme Court and High Courts. It got delayed, I know it very well, but as the Minister for Law and Justice, it is my bounden duty to carry forward the order of the Constitution Bench of the Supreme Court. As long as the collegium system prevails, as long as alternative system is not in place, as far as the Parliament of India do not bring new system, we must carry forward with the present system. And that system needs some updation, some restructuring as per the directions and wishes of the Constitution Bench of Supreme Court, which I have taken a positive step forward to have a consultation with the Chief Justice of India and the Collegium, which is constituting of the Chief Justice and the 4 senior-most judges of the Supreme Court of India. Now, without going into the details, without understanding the crux, some people have the habit of jumping the guns and make extraordinary comments and try to dilute the good intention of the government and the judiciary. For the record, let me tell you, I have excellent working relationship with the Chief Justice of India, Honorable Judges of the Supreme Court, all the Chief Justices of the High Courts, all the Honorable Judges of the High Courts, and the Honorable Judges of the District Courts and subordinate courts. There's no problem. It is some people who see problems in everything. That is the problem. We have no problem with us. You ask the Honorable Chief Justice here, Madras High Court, Justice T. Raja, the Honorable Judges, colleagues. This is democracy. We cannot work in isolation. If somebody thinks that an institution can work and survive in isolation, certainly he must be living in fool's paradise. The composite society cannot exist in isolation. We are very clear in our thought. We are committed to provide justice, which is our intention of justice at the doorsteps of the people. The last mile delivery of justice. That is why I have already initiated certain programs of the government, taken it forward. Legal aids and awareness. From last year we have started legal aid, the pro bono concept, which we have started through telelaw. From this year, we will provide free legal aid to the poor and needy people. I urge upon all the lawyers to imbibe the pro bono concept and join the Ministry of Law and Justice efforts. Provide free legal aid to the poor people. They cannot afford money. Some people are languishing in jails for years just because they cannot afford the lawyers' fees. We must come forward. Last time I went to some of the districts of India and the Lok Adalats were conducted. Before I reached, Lok Adalats had settled so many cases. That is called justice at the doorstep of the people. So the concept of justice from wherever it is possible. The honorable judges sit in the courtrooms. They give judgment from there. At the same time, the judges also go to the ground to provide justice to the people. This is all the combined efforts. So that is why I appeal especially the very wealthy, senior, well-to-do lawyers who are more resourceful. Some of the lawyers earn crores of money per day. Contribute more to the young lawyers, the budding lawyers. Encourage them, like our learned Attorney General, who has taken up cause to promote young lawyers, especially the female lawyers from Puducherry, and he is also guiding the lawyers from other states also. And he is promoting many young lawyers. We will work closely to ensure that all what Attorney General said, I will support as the Minister for Law and Justice. So the young lawyers here in Puducherry have definitely a great future, as you have produced the first Attorney General for India from Puducherry. Likewise, I wish you all shine in future. You become the vehicle of the delivery of justice. The honorable judges, the government, administration, we are together, and without taking much time, I have to attend some more functions on the way. While going to Chennai, I will attend some of the legal aids campaign. The National Legal Services Authorities, the State Legal Service Authorities, and the District and Tehsil Legal Services Authorities have done wonderful job. I am attending some of the function with the Honorable Chief Justice, and also I will meet some citizens on the way to see the benefits of our schemes, not only the schemes of my ministry, but various schemes launched by Narendra Modi government, by the central government. We want to see the people getting benefits of the great leadership Narendra Modi's efforts and his programs. This must reach the common people of our country. Once again, I'm very thankful to Justice Raja for repeatedly calling me and requesting me to come to Puducherry to lay the foundation stone for this lawyers' chambers. And I'm very happy to listen to him and could manage time to come here. He is accompanied by his brother judges, and it is also a very befitting that the Honorable Lieutenant Governor Tamilnadu ji and the Honorable Chief Minister Rangasamy ji, both of them present for this great cause, along with the senior ministers, and of course the Attorney General coming from Delhi in his homeland, Puducherry. I once again thank all the administration, the officers here, the officers of the courts, of the Puducherry administration, and the bar, all the members for according a very warm welcome, and also for the gracious presence for this great occasion. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Much pleased, sir, for your valuable speech and for your enormous support to the legal system. A very humble request to our Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India. Our Honorable Chief Minister of Puducherry, Sri N. Rangasamy, is placing a representation to our Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India. Much pleased, sir. Now our President, Mr. M. Kumaran, Pondicherry Bar Association, is placing his representation along with the demands before the Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India. Much pleased, sir. Now I request our respective Chief Judicial Magistrate, Mr. K. Mohan, to give the vote of thanks.
My warm good morning to all. It is my honor and privilege to tender my vote of thanks. I thank Honorable Minister of Law and Justice, Government of India, for inaugurating the project for lawyers' chambers at this complex. I thank for your presence and inauguration of this project. Thank you, sir. Yes. I thank Her Excellency, the Honorable Lieutenant Governor, Government of Puducherry, for her valuable presence and Her Excellency's presidential address. Thank you, Your Excellencies. Thank you, the respected Attorney General of India, for the valuable speech and the presence. Thank you, sir. I thank Honorable Acting Chief Justice, High Court of Madras, for his Lordship presidential address and concern over the District Judiciary. I thank his Lordship for his presence and presidential. Thank you, my Lord. I thank Honorable Chief Minister, Government of Puducherry, for his presidential address and presence. Thank you, sir. I thank our Honorable Portfolio Judge, His Lordship Justice S. Vaidyanathan, for your Lordship presence and support as immediate to assuming the charge of Portfolio of Puducherry. Thank you, my Lord. I thank Honorable Portfolio Judge, Honorable Justice G.K. Ilandrayan, for his Lordship guidance for conducting this program and other program which is already successfully completed. Thank you, my Lord. I thanks to the Honorable Speaker, Legislative Assembly, Through R. Selvam, and Honorable Minister for Law, Government of Puducherry, Through K. Lakshmi Narayanan, for their presence and support. My thanks to Through Selvaganapati, Member of Rajya Sabha, and my thanks to G. Nehru, Member of Legislative Assembly, for their presence and valuable support. I thank the Honorable Registrar General for the guidance and the presence. Thank you, sir. I thank Honorable Chief Judge Puducherry for his presence and compassion towards the judicial officer. My thanks to PA Registrar, to Honorable Acting Chief Justice for his presence. Thank you, sir. I thank through Rajiv Verma, Chief Secretary, Honorable Law Secretary G. Sindhul Kumar, Government of Puducherry, through M. Kumaran, through S. Kadirvel, President and Secretary of the Bar Association, and other office bearers of the Puducherry Bar Association for their presence and compassion. I thank my senior judges, brothers and sister judges, members of the bar, public prosecutors, government advocate, and additional director of police and other police officials for being present and given cooperation for this conduction of this program in a safety manner and peaceful manner. And thanks present media for their presence and their concern, and also the officials from the PWD and other stakeholders for their valuable support and contribution for the successful completion of this program. And thank one and all again. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you all. Let us all rise for the national anthem.
Sir,